There is tons of reasons why people from across the globe apply for a permanent resident visa to Canada. The country boasts of many wonderful Canadian cities to live in and work. For instance, the country offers thousands of high-paying jobs across its vast land. Canada is a highly diverse and immigrant-friendly country, as can be seen from its huge immigrant community. And it is said that 1 out of 5 Canadians are born outside of the Canada. So its spectacular and unique scenery attract many people to apply as immigrant. Lastly, the country is also proud of its high standard of living in the world. Today, I'll talk about 7 top factors that make Canada the best country to move to. So stay tuned. Number 1 is safety, and I know that this is a very important point for you. Safety is always one of the foremost considerations for searching for a city to live in. Canada is the second biggest city in the world, with 20.6% of its population consisting of foreigners. It is said to have the highest immigrant rate per capita globally. The country has never been targeted by terrorist activities, and its crime rate across its cities remain low. You can expect to have a calm and peaceful lifestyle as a Canadian immigrant. Okay, second factor is political stability. The country has the 11th largest economy in the world. As members to both the Group of 7, that means G7, and the Organization of Economic Cooperation, it has one of the most stable economies in the world. Its political system is parliamentary democracy, and its economy is closely linked to that of the United States. The worldwide governance ranked Canada is 2013 within the 84th percentile for political stability and absence of violence or terrorism. Its government was also ranked within the 97th percentile for effectiveness. Number 3 is affordability. One of the most pressing questions you probably want answered is whether it is affordable to live in Canada. Statistics for Numbeo comparing cost of living between Canada and the United States shows that in most goods and services, Canada is cheaper. Yes, this is cheaper than USA. Truthfully, there are also expensive cities in Canada. For instance, housing in Vancouver and Toronto are expensive compared to other Canadian cities. But it must also be noted that average household income are also higher in these two cities. Number 4 is job market, and it's a very important factor. Canada's job market is relatively similar to other developed countries. Majority of jobs can be found in service sector as well as natural resources and manufacturing. Canada's economic growth is mostly centered in 4 major cities, that is Calgary, Vancouver, Toronto, and Montreal. Unemployment rates remain low even in a smaller city. If you want a well-paid professional occupation, it is essential to have high English language ability. It is also beneficial to have excellent knowledge of French, as English-French bilingual are much in demand, with many companies doing business in both English and French-speaking Canada. Number 5 is family-friendliness. When migrating to Canada, it is important to families to settle in a city that is family-friendly, right? How do you assess that? You want to know about good healthcare, schools, crime rates, unemployment rates, housing affordability, performing arts and cultural institutions, quality of air, outdoor recreation, and diversity. According to a research conducted by Canadian Family, Quebec City takes the number 1 spot as family-friendly city because it has the lowest child injury hospitalization rates in the nation and has the best childcare funding. It also has loads of restaurants, museums, and performing arts centers. Other winners includes Montreal, Vancouver, Toronto, Calgary, and other 2 or 3 cities. Number 6. Healthcare. Healthcare in Canada is provided through a system called Medicare, which is publicly funded and free at most point of use. The Canada Health Act of 1984 guides its implementation. Canadian citizens and permanent residents can apply for public health insurance. Coverage means you don't pay for healthcare services in public healthcare services, hospitals, or medical clinics. When you find employment, you can also get additional cover from your employer. All territories and provinces provide free emergency medical services even when you don't have a government healthcare. Depending on your immigration status, some restrictions may apply. The fact is that many people migrate to Canada because of its excellent healthcare system, which is said to be superior to that of the United States. Number 7. School systems. According to a study by the Organizations for Economic Cooperation and Development, Canada is the world leader in education. The report stated that Canada is unique because immigrant students perform very well, regardless of socioeconomic background. It's finished 5th place in reading, science and mathematics globally. Canada also boasts of the best public and private universities. Scholarships, grants and other funding opportunities are also available to students whether studying part-time or full-time, and for those with dependent disabilities or from low-income families. British Columbia, Alberta and Ontario are the top performers among all Canadian provinces in terms of education and skills.